Welcome. I am here to share with you where I've been the past 2 months. I missed last month, so I'm going to combine September and October. For those of you that don't know, my name is Whitney Taylor, and I have been living in an RV for the past 6 months. We have started our travel in Colorado, and we are now in Death Valley National Park. We were in Yosemite a couple days ago, but let me get back to where we started back in September, because that's when I was supposed to share with you my September travels into October. It's just kind of been a whirlwind recently. So back in September, we were in Montana for a large portion of that. So September was pretty much Montana. We did some mountain biking. I found a gym that I got to go to the final week that I was there, which was glorious. Highly recommend the Wave if you are in the Whitefish, Montana area. We also did Glacier National Park. We did all of the fun things in Montana, experienced Montana to its fullest, and really loved that area. The mountain biking was pretty dry. I did not do any running on trails when I was in Montana, so that is one thing. If you are interested in running trails, I don't really have some great options, but we ate at some really good places, and just had a really good experience there. And then from Montana, we bopped our way over to Oregon, and in Oregon we went to Hood River. We stayed there for a week. Love Hood River. We did not know anything about Hood River other than when a friend that we had met camping mentioned they lived there. And so we went to explore that area. The best thing about Hood River was the mountain biking. Oh my goodness. If you are into mountain biking, they have some epic trails in Hood River. Highly recommend them. In addition to that, we kind of just stayed laid low that week. Just did mountain biking mostly. We had probably some of the best beer that I've ever had in my life at Pfriem Brewery. It is downtown in Hood River, and so those are the two things that I recommend when you visit Hood River. It's the mountain biking, and it is Pfriem Brewery. From there, we went to Bend, Oregon. Love that place. I don't think I could ever live there. However, it is so cute, and there are just so many things to do downtown. There are a plethora of breweries that you could go visit. So much food. It's just a really cool scene. Like, you have a beautiful downtown, you have all of the breweries, you have some wineries, you have delicious food, you have such a diverse environment and diverse demographic. I really enjoyed Bend. There's also fantastic mountain biking and running trails right there. And the reason why I say mountain biking and running is because I did a little bit of both. Essentially, the mountain biking trails are more cross-country style until you get into some of the deeper ones that you have really fun downhill. But that means that you have a lot of trails that you can also run. I think one of the other reasons why we loved that area so much is because of where we stayed. We were literally within 10 minutes of town, and that has probably been the best stay that we've ever had because we were so close to everything. When you're camping and you are finding dispersed, meaning you're finding campgrounds that you don't have to pay for and that are just there in national forest, you are usually pretty far out, and so to go into town or do anything, you have to drive a decent amount. And this, we were literally around everything, and it was wonderful. Now, from Bend, we went to, I have to think, guys. From Bend, we went to South Lake Tahoe, and that's where we've been for the past 2 weeks, was in South Lake Tahoe. And that is also a beautiful place. There was some fantastic mountain biking there, but really I hit a point in our travels where I spent a week just laying low. A lot has happened in the past 2 months, and so I'm going to kind of talk through that after I go through the locations that we've been in and kind of where I'm at mentally. But yeah, we went to South Lake Tahoe. Gorgeous area. I wasn't expecting a ton in the fall because I know that it's very popular in the summer. However, the fall colors were immaculate. They were amazing and reminded me of home in Colorado. And having that water there, the it had like crashing water, so it sounded like the ocean, and there was actual sand. So that's the closest that I've been to a beach in almost a year. And gosh, I miss it. I miss the beach. I love the mountains, but the beach is in my soul, and I miss it really bad. So South Lake Tahoe was cool in that aspect. I was expecting it to have a little more mountain town feel, like Colorado's mountain towns, and it didn't. It was a lot of their like restaurants and places that you go are in like not shopping centers, but like strip centers, like sections. That doesn't strip centers. That sounds terrible. I don't know. Like you drive in, it's like a strip of shops that are just in like a section, and it's not, I don't know, it's not set up like the mountain town where there is like one main town strip that you walk. And I think that's what I was expecting in South Lake Tahoe. It definitely has a really cool vibe though, and the people there genuinely care about their town, which is really cool. I thought that there'd be a bit more like, I guess, bougie and like stuck up individuals, but it was great to see how laid back it was. Now, getting to how we made it to Death Valley, we then decided that from there, because we're not going to do a ton in California, we wanted to hit some of these main national parks. So we went to Yosemite the past couple of days. We are in Death Valley right now, and then we're going to head to Joshua Tree. And then from there, we're still trying to figure that out, which is kind of stressing me out, but I'm going to try to remain calm. So within all of that and all of that travel, we've kind of been a lot the past 2 weeks. We've been in Oregon. We were in 2 months. We've been in Oregon. We were in Montana. We are in California now, and we've been to a lot of places. And the consensus that JT and I have both come to, especially right now, we're hitting like the 6-month period. We're both tired. Moving around a lot is a lot of work, and I'm like eating bugs, guys. I'm very grateful for this opportunity, and it has been incredible. It's not always rainbows and butterflies though, and you guys know that I share the real with the good stuff, and so the moving around definitely takes a toll on you. You're always planning, always trying to figure out what your next move is, like always on edge of like, okay, well, where do we dump? How do we get water? Where are we going to stay? Are we going to have the availability, like the internet that we can stay? Like, there's just so much that goes into planning all of this. And when you're bouncing around every week or every 2 weeks, you really don't feel like you get to settle anywhere before you have to move on to the next place. And so the past like month, I have been bouncing around to different gyms in the different areas that we go to. It's been a blessing, and the way that I look at it is, yes, it might be a bit more expensive, but it is keeping me sane, and it is giving me some type of normalcy in my life right now, and I need that. And so it's been fun bouncing to these new gyms. I don't have a specific exercise routine because I can't stick to a specific exercise routine here. I am just consistently riding my bicycle. I am running. I have that endurance, but then when I go to the gym, I'm doing workouts from my build program, or I will take some of the components of the build program and then I will do some more, I guess, like functional bodybuilding style stuff. And so every single workout has been around 40 minutes long, 40 to 50 minutes, depending on like just me exploring the gym and trying to figure out what this equipment is. Y'all, I look so silly in these gyms because there's so many pieces of equipment that I've never seen before in my life, and I have no idea how to use them. So I am that person, and you shouldn't be ashamed of doing this. I look at the little like guide thing of how you use it, and then I will Google the shit out of it while I'm standing there. I just Google how to use the machine properly. Because one, I want to use a new machine. I want to figure out what it is. I think it's cool. But two, I don't want to do it wrong. And I have had multiple occasions recently where I have gotten on the machine, tried to figure it out, couldn't figure it out, attempted like 3 or 4 times, and then just got off the machine because I didn't know what I was doing. And I couldn't make it work the way I thought it worked. but that's been fun. So those are kind of like the things that are keeping me in this normal place of being able to go to gyms and have that routine to a certain extent of just where I'm moving my body and it makes me feel good. I love mountain biking and running, but there's something about just like weightlifting, and especially the toll that mountain biking and running can take on my body if I do it 7 days a week. I can't handle that anymore. My body just is too tired, and I need a break. And so the weightlifting has been an awesome component of that. I also don't want to get to a point where I feel like I'm losing muscle to any extent, and I go through periods where I am not lifting at all. My motivation to lift at the camper, now that it's gotten really cold and we're moving all of the time, is very, very, very slim. Like, I just don't have it at all. And so being able to physically go somewhere to do something has made it so much better. So that's the workout front. The food front has pretty much been the same. We have weeks where we are eating out a lot, and then we have weeks where we're eating at home a lot. I will say that when we were in Bend, Oregon, we ate out far more than I probably ever have in my entire life. And I started breaking out. My stomach got upset. It wasn't ideal. And that just goes to show that, like, yes, you might be ordering clean food or healthy food, but you don't know what they're putting on that food. And whatever it is that they're putting on that food is definitely in addition to what you currently eat. So it does make an impact. Yeah. And so we've had some really cool experiences, and that's like, I've kind of listed of like where we've been. Honestly, when we go to places, our main focus is let's hit the mountain biking trails, let's eat good food, and let's have good beer. So that's pretty much where we're at when we go to these places. And of course, having good views. So yeah, that's what I got for right now. I will update you guys next month on where our travels are. You can follow me along on Instagram. I'm going to start posting a little bit more on Facebook, I think, but Instagram is where I am mostly about our travels, what we're doing, and what I'm doing. I'm so grateful that you are following along, and you can look below if you want to find some of my favorite places to eat and favorite mountain biking trails. And I will catch you later.